Hello and welcome back to Fair Weather Trains and to another unboxing video where a loco has had its price slashed into a price region where I don't mind paying too much. I've had one of these on my watch list for a long time and finally the price has dropped enough for me to take a punt on it. So let's get this out of the box and make sure it works, unlike some of my other new locos lately. So I've got it out of the box and this is what it is. The Heljan 10800 British prototype diesel. So I've had my eye on one of these, or wish listed, for a long time, and the price, I think it started out at around 250 quid. And for a long time now it's been about 149. This is what I sort of remember. This is not gospel. And then Rails of Sheffield had this for 99. They only had two versions, this one and a weathered version, but the weathered version one sold out quicker than I could press add to cart. Now this was ordered on Sunday evening and it was delivered first thing Tuesday morning, so Rails have improved their delivery schedule. I must admit, having waited 5, 6, 7 days in the past, which used to annoy me, having paid for postage or 48-hour postage and then they didn't post it for 4 or 5 days. Anyway, so this has arrived. It was say 99 quid. I've just taken out the cardboard box. I've not tried to run it, and we'll grab this out and have a look. It's not going to be a full in-depth review or anything about the interesting history of this, because plenty of people have reviewed it in the past. So I think what we should do is have a quick look in the box, see what we've got in there. What does it say on the box actually? Got a speaker, cab light, switchable headlamps, all-wheel drive, and this is what it is. Era 4, I think that says. Yeah, lights, cab lights, yeah, speaker fitted, don't care, and NEM couplers and 21 pin, don't care about that either. Nothing on the bottom, nothing on the other end. Right, let's grab this out of the box. So we opened the box, which is a bit of a struggle. It seems to be like one of these airtight ones. It's funny, over the last year or more and more Heljan locos are having a massive price cut at Rails. I now own, I think, 7 Heljan locos. All of them vastly reduced in price, whereas I wouldn't have had any if they didn't reduce the price. I think that's more of a case of them overcharging, if you ask me. Best thing to do if you like one is just wait. So it's just have to take the body off, which looks like some 4 screws or that huge great parts list. There's a history of the loco in here. Loads of fittings. I don't know if this is one of these where I can't even fit a coupling without breaking off some of the details. I hope that's not the case. I've had a couple of theirs like that, which I think, quite frankly, is ridiculous. Right, there we go. So what we've got: centrally mounted motor with flywheels, gears to all axles, wiper pickups, 12 volt, blah, blah, blah. Lighting functions, 2 illuminated headlamps at the front in direction of travel. Cab interior, no tail lights because they were never fitted to this locomotive in real life. And thank you for purchasing it. That's very nice. Oh, powerful 5-pole motor. That's what we like to hear. And a die-cast chassis. Right, let's actually get this out. Let's see if it's going to work. It had some foam on the top, so it's well packaged. There's a few bits and pieces. You can see there's a couplings in there and a couple of little pipes. It's all very nice. Oh, and there she is. Can I see anything broken right from the start? Don't know. Let's just put that there. And I'll adjust all this stuff and then we'll have a closer look. Right, there she is, actually down on the track, although not exactly on the track. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, this is a decent looking thing. Seems to be quite well detailed from here. So we'll pick it up and have a look. It's not quite as heavy as I was expecting, I must admit. You see this glazing there. They seem to remember from watching videos about this before. It's one of these with a really high floor in the cab, and that does look suspiciously like that might be the case. You can see we've got separately fitted ladders. The printing's all good. Heljan locos usually are well detailed. I think where they blow it off is there sometimes is they're running. Sprung buffers for those who give a monkeys. Nice exhaust on the top there. Yeah, nice bit of piping and detailing there, light there, there, oh, and there. Don't know whether they're going to be the ones that work or not. I think we might struggle with the putting the coupling in with that there, although I can always hook that up rather than take it off. Yeah, as I say, it's not quite as heavy as I was expecting. I think the bogies are plastic. It does look weird with the silver bogies on a black loco, but apparently that's the way they were, or at least for a period. Yeah, there's plenty of little handrails fitted everywhere. I think the doors on the sides there, they look reasonably good. Can't tell whether that's an X grill or not. I think it's plastic. It's a bit hard to tell, and whatever that is, toolbox. The print on the line's all good. Yeah, that grill's definitely plastic. On the top we've got big fan, various exhausts and panels, and the little I don't want to call it a chimney, but you know what I mean, and the horn. There's these little bits on the side here which are not that side. I'll get around there and have a look and see what that is. Interested to know what that is or where that's supposed to go. I wouldn't have thought sticking out like that was how it should be. What do we think? Should that be glued in there, do you think? Don't look right, does it? But anyway, if that's just come off, that's it's not the end of the world. Let's see if I can zoom on that a little bit better, because I need to see myself where I think it should go. I think that should be glued in there somewhere. Where does it go this end? Looks like it goes down to, or past that light. I reckon that should be stuck up there. Yeah, that's disappointing. But if that's the only thing wrong with it, that will do. There's some nice gauges there with the dials picked out, more handrails. Oh, that's that piece there, which must be the sun keeps going in and out at the moment. It doesn't like to focus properly. Yeah, we've got like what I guess is some sort of aerial, maybe. Yeah, I think that's a decent looking thing. Yeah, it's quite nice. I don't know anything about the prototype because obviously I've never seen one. So I'm guessing it's accurate enough. Heljan bogies and whatever. Yeah, that's all right. Right, we're going to see how much this weighs, and then probably should check see if it even works. So there it is on the scales, 272 grams. So not exactly the heaviest engine I've ever had, but that's not the be all and end all, is it? Let's see if it works. So it's on the track in the sidings. So I'm going to slowly turn it up. This should be forwards. Got a lot of cars flying past today. I think there's some roadworks down on the main road, so they're using it as a cut through. So let's try that again. That's pretty quiet and smooth. Yeah, most of that noise is just the metal wheels on the table. Now there is a rear light. Let's adjust the camera. I'm sure I read it had no. It said in the instructions it has no rear lights. That looks like one, doesn't it? Or is that classed as the front? Real noob question there, but anyway. Let's see if there's lights this end. Yep. So it does have directional lights. Yeah, 3 on the front. And I think just, is it 1 on the back? Yeah. Can't see any cab lights though. Right, so let's get this on the main line and we'll see how it gets on over some points and whatever. So I've got it on the main line and it's back on the Morley controller. It's fine over those points. Of course, this has not been running at all, as I would turn the camera off and sneakily run it in. Do you know what? I'll take it back. There's 3 lights on the back, 3 on the front. Three on the back. I'm sure the manual said there was no lights on the rear. Right, I'm just going to send it round. Half reasonable speed, that's about 30%. And we'll see how it gets on over various points and crossings. Sorry about the sunlight suddenly appearing. That's all right. Yeah, all right, over all those points, no problem. And back into the sidings. Right, let's take it back out the other way. No problem over the curve points either. I've got a few that will derail on them. lot wrong with that. So checking back in the manual, lighting functions DC mode, 2 illuminated headlamps at the front, well there's 3. Cab interior light, can't see that, but that might be really dim. No tail lights. Interesting. So it's got 3 headlamps at the front, 3 lamps at the back. Yes, they are directional. And I can't see the cab light. That might be working, and might not. So another case of poorly written manual, but it's actually better than stated in the manual. So that's something, I suppose. So I've hooked it up to a couple of the excellent Dapol, I think they're MJA wagons, rail freight MJA wagons. Fitted it up to them, and a sheeted tank, because you know, why not? Let's send it round. I've also fitted the coupling. I needed to hang on, we're not on the track properly. That's it. I've also fitted the coupling, and I've needed to sort of hook up the 3-link coupling to get it out of the way, but at least you can do that, and I haven't got to pull loads of pipes off like I had to for a couple of their other engines. But there appears to be no problem with points or crossings. It's running very smoothly. It's nice and quiet. With 3 lights working on the front. Pulls out easily. I mean, it should do being all-wheel drive. You see the lights on the front there. No problem over those points. So what we're going to do is this time round we'll send it through the station where there's a couple of slightly tighter curves. I've recently electrified some of my sets of points. I haven't done them all yet, but I can never remember what bloody button to push. So I have to set the points with the electric switch and then have to go and have a look to make sure I've changed the right ones. Don't think that's what you're supposed to do, really. Anyway, it should come through the station here, over the points and a crossover.
Someone is at the front door video.
Yeah, so no problem through the station there, over those extra points. So we'll bring that into a stop. Here she comes. And that's a lovely smooth running locomotive at the moment. As I say, it's obviously not been running. So that's the North British prototype diesel, 10800. Currently, I believe it's still currently, I don't know, £99 I think it was from Rails. Incredibly delivered in 1.5 days, and it seems a beautifully smooth runner, and for something that was around 250 originally, I think that's pretty nice. I quite like that one. Have you got one of them? What do you reckon? They had about 3 or 4 liveries, I think, but only this black one and the weathered version of the black one were the ones that are on special. The other two, I think there's a green one and maybe a green weathered one, were still 150, 60, something like that. Still reduced from the original 250 odd. But yeah, did you pick one of these up while they've still got them? As I say, they may have all gone by the time you watch this. And would you buy one? I'm a big fan of interesting locos, and this is slightly different. Looks like a small American type loco, but it's British, and that's what I quite liked about it. So let us know what you think down below. I will now get on with running this in, half hour forwards, half hour the same way around but in reverse, and then half hour each way pulling a reasonable load. So thanks for watching. I'll report back if it suddenly dies on me, like my class 17 did, but hopefully it won't. Hopefully it'll be fine. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one, and bye for now.